everyone, how are you? Hope you all are fine. So in this video we will discuss about chapter 13, that is our environment. Okay. We have heard the word environment often being used on television, in newspaper and by people around us. Okay. We have heard the word that is environment. Okay. Often by using on the television, we can see in newspaper. Okay, and by people around us. Our elders tell us that the environment is not what is used to be earlier. Okay. Others say that we should work in a healthy environment, and a global summit involving the developed and developing countries are regularly held to discuss environmental issue. Okay. In this chapter, we shall be studying how various components in the environment interacts with each other and how we impact the environment. Okay. So in this chapter, we'll be studying about how various components in the environment interacts with each other and how we impact the environment. Okay, let's start from here. Ecosystem. Okay, ecosystem. Ecosystem? What are its components? Okay, all organisms such as plants, animal, microorganisms, and human being, as well as a physical surrounding, interacts with each other and maintain a balance in nature. Okay, all living organisms such as plants, animal, microorganisms, and human being, all as well as the physical surrounding interacts with each other. Okay, we all the all organism interacts with, and as well as the physical surrounding interacts with each other and maintain a balance in nature. Okay, all the interacting organisms all the interacting organisms in an area together with the non-living with the non-living constituent of the environment form an ecosystem. Okay, and all the interaction between organisms in an area together with the living on and the non-living constituent of the environment form an ecosystem. Okay, this together form an ecosystem. Okay, it means all things that are present in our environment, we all are attracted with each other. Okay, this one is known as ecosystem. Okay, thus an ecosystem consists of a biotic component comprising living organism, and biotic component comprising physical factors like temperature, rainfall, wind, soil, and mineral. Okay, and ecosystem consists with both biotic and abiotic component. Okay, for example, if you visit a garden, you will find different plants. Okay, so here is an example is given, that is if you visit a garden, you will find different plants are present in the garden. Okay, such as grasses, trees. Okay, flower bearing plants like rose, jasmine, sunflower, and animals like frog, insects, and birds. Okay, we see all these things in the garden like grasses, trees, okay, and some flowering plant and animals like insect, birds, frogs. Okay, all these living organisms interact with each other and their growth, growth, reproduction, and other activities are affected by the abiotic component of ecosystem. Okay, so all these living organisms interact with each other. Okay, with their growth, reproduction, and other activities are affected by the abiotic components of ecosystem. Okay, so a garden is an ecosystem. Okay, so here it is clear that a garden is an ecosystem. Okay, why? Because in a garden, all living organisms are interact with each other. Okay, interacting with each other. That's why garden is an ecosystem. Okay, other types of ecosystems are forest, ponds, lakes. There are other types of ecosystem are given. These are the natural ecosystem, while gardens are and crop fields are human-made ecosystem. Okay, so here forest, ponds, and lake are the natural ecosystem. Okay, but here garden and crop fields are human-made. Okay, artificial ecosystem. Okay, here is an activity is given. We have seen in earlier classes that organisms can be grouped as producer, consumer, and decom- decomposers ac- uh, according to the manner in which they obtain their substances from the environment. Okay. So we have seen in the earlier classes that organism can be grouped as producer, consumer, and the decomposer. According to the manner in which they obtain their substances and form substances from the ecosystem. Sustenance for the ecosystem. Sorry, environment. Okay. Let us recall what we have learned through the self sustaining ecosystem created by us above. Okay, let us recall that all the things that we have learned through the self sustaining ecosystem created by us. Okay, above. Uh, which organism can make organic compound like sugar and starch from inorganic substances using the radiant energy of the sun in the presence of chlorophyll. Here is a question that which organism can make organic compound like sugar, starch from the inorganic substances by using the radiant energy of the sun in the presence of the chlorophyll. All so here answer is given that all green plants and certain bacteria which can produce food by photosynthesis come under this category and are called the producer. Okay, so all green plants and certain bacteria are called producer. Why? Because they produce food by the help of photosynthesis. Okay, so that's why they are called the producer. Organisms depend on the producer either directly or indirectly for their sustenance. Their sustenance. Okay, now here is another question, that is which organism depend on the producer directly, either directly or indirectly. Okay, for their sustenance. Okay, organisms depend on the producer either directly or indirectly for their livelihood. Okay, these organisms which consume the food produced either directly for from producer or indirectly by feeding on other consumers are called consumers. Okay, so who are consumers? These animals which consume the food, produced and either directly or indirectly. Okay, directly from the producer or indirectly by feeding on the other producer. Okay, these organisms are known as consumers. Okay, consumers can be classified variously as herbivorous, carnivorous, omnivorous, and parasites. Okay, so consumers are divided in four parts. Okay, like herbivorous, carnivorous, omnivorous, and the parasites. Okay, can you give examples for each of these uh, categories of consumer? Yes, of course. In Okay, like in herbivorous, cow, cow, goat, and so on are the examples of herbivorous, and lion, tiger, and many more are the examples of carnivorous. And omnivorous, in omnivorous, we all are came in omnivorous, and bear. Okay, many more are the examples of omnivorous. And the parasites like lice, mosquito. Okay, and examples of that are the examples of parasites. Okay, imagine the situation. There is a point that imagine the situation where you do not clean the aquarium, and some fish and plants had died. Okay, just imagine the situation that where you don't clean the aquarium, and some fish and plants are have died. Okay, have you ever thought what happens when an organism dies? Okay, here's a question that have you ever thought that what happened when an organism died? The microorganisms comprising uh, bacteria and fungi break down the dead remains and waste products of organisms. Okay. Uh, when uh, uh, when uh, when an organism dies, then the microorganisms like bacteria and the fungi break down the dead remaining and the waste products of the organism. Okay. These microorganisms are the decom- decomposers, as they break down the complex organic substance into simple organic substance that go into the soil and are used up once more by the plants. Okay. So these microorganisms are the decomposers, which as they break down the complex organic substance into they convert complex organic substance into simple organic substance inorganic substances that go into the soil, either are used by once more by the plants. Okay. What will happen to the garbage and dead animals and plants in their absence? Okay, here is one another question, that what will happen to the garbage and dead animals and plants in their absence? Will the natural will the replenishment of the soil take place if uh, even if decomposers are not there? Okay. So here is an activity. Of course not, because there is when there is no decomposers, then no any replenishment of these files take place. Okay, not occur. Okay, if there is no any decomposers. Okay, so I hope you understand all this thing that we discussed today. Food chain and webs. Okay, so we will discuss this topic in the next video. So that's all for today. Thank you. Have a nice day.